Hello, got a little interesting one for you today. I don't know if you've also followed me on Facebook and everywhere else, but you may have seen my son blew up his Clio engine. So I decided it'd be nice, even though I probably know why, to strip it down on video so we can discover together what happened. Now, it was oil starvation 100%. He had a leaky oil pressure sensor. He didn't check his oil enough, didn't keep it topped up enough, and it really was pouring out of the thing. So, yeah, it's probably done the bottom end. But it sounds a bit clacky on the top and all. And we want to see about what's happening in the bores because there might have been a bit of piston slap with the old con rods moving as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the intake manifold off and the clutch off it because we might keep the clutch as a spare light. But yeah, I might whip them off, drain the oil out of it because it has got fresh 4 litres of oil in it, which is no good for shit now, it's contaminated. But either way, drain the oil out of it. I don't have a fancy engine stand, so we're going to be manhandling it around the floor, but then we'll crack on with tearing it apart. So once I get to that point, I took the clutch, the flywheel, all the intake off, and look at the state of that thing. It was leaking out of every single place I think it could leak, if I'm totally honest with you. That is rough. I can't get the oil out of it at the minute. We'll worry about that when we get to it. But yeah, I thought you would like to have a little look. And if you're interested, this is a D4F740 1.2 Renault Clio 16 valve. So yeah, first gonna do, we're gonna get this top off. We're gonna do that by undoing all these around the perimeter. Oh, I thought that was a snap one then, no. But we're probably gonna snap some because I'm just gonna do it with the impact gun because well, don't think out like that's worth saving. So yeah, I'll impact that off quick, then we'll bring you back. Right, so I popped the cover. I haven't actually lifted it off yet. Alright, first, we'll have a little look in there. Now, you see, mayonnaise. We was having a problem with this for a while. I don't think it was an egg gasket, but we will figure this out when it comes to it. But if you look closely, the rocker cover on these also incorporates the PCV valve. And I think that's what the problem was here. I think the crankcase valve was fucked. And that was maybe making it blow oil out of every single orifice that there was. Maybe. Right, now the noise on John's car definitely sounded like it was coming from the bottom end, but there was also a lot of top end chatter. So let's have a little look. Let's see if we can get you in closer. Oh, look at that. That is corrosion in the rockers. Well, the roller rockers, whatever you want to call them, but next. Oh, that one's probably on that, that's what I went turn. Same with that one, but you can see corrosion, and if we look over corrosion, focus, corrosion, it doesn't seem to be that oily up here neither, which is, yeah. Okay, right, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these rocker arms here, which is going to mean undoing these. If you want to keep all this, you need to do it in sequence from the middle out, like that, and just keep it all nice and flat and level and all that balls. I don't care, because probably nothing inside this engine is going to be reusable again as an engine anyway, so I'm just going to clatter these out quick. So yeah, back in a minute. Okay, so I just made the discoveries. I've removed them. All these lobes that touch the tappets on both sides are quite worn, but they're not, they're just clean. They're not deep grooves, which is mad, because I forgot to say right from the start, This engine's got 148,000 miles on it. We've replaced it with an engine with 70 something thousand miles on, so look at that camshaft. Corrosion. Oh, that is deep too. I can feel that. Oh yeah. Oh, hello. That's new damage. Right, this car, when I bought it, had been sat for a little bit. I bought it for my daughter. She didn't like it. My son already had a car, so I bought my daughter a new car, and I gave this one to my son. But yeah, that looks like it's been sat for years at some point. This is a 2009 Renault Clio, so that's a bit strange. Right, I'm gonna go get an e-Torx, because that's what we're gonna need next to do the cylinder head. But first, we need to remove this timing cover, because we need to slacken off the belt, blah blah blah, to remove it from there, so then we can take this apart. Again, if you're doing this properly, you need to make sure you're doing that properly. This isn't a how-to, this is what went wrong with the engine video. So I'm just ripping it apart, literally. Right, so I'm gonna get all that off so we can see it, and then I'll show you how you got to get the belt off and what have you. But like I say, not a how-to. Alright, so bottom pulley was an 18mm bolt. Wipe that off. That top cover, they were all 10s, I believe. The plastic bits, they were 8s. And that'll reveal you with this. You take the tension off here, 13mm and a doodah, and you remove your belt. As you can see from this belt, this one was due changing. It's cracked all the way through. So he really was running on borrowed time. But yeah, we want to remove that belt, so then we can remove this head and what have you, and the camshaft and stuff, so then we can get looking in the bores. Quick thing to note, if you're in here doing the belt, and don't copy me, change the water pump at the same time. It's only a little babby thing here. 4 or 5 bolts, something like that, not many. Little 8mm, change it, trust me, it's not worth not doing it. Don't ask me how I know. I didn't need to remove the water pump, but I just did, so you can sort of see how it goes on. The impeller in there, driven off the belt. Yeah, tiny little baby thing. I'll put that over there. Yeah, right. So now you're going to get your Torx bit that fits all these, and you're going to start like we did on the other thing, from the middle out evenly. Right, I wasn't ready for you, but it's all decided to have its own plans. I was trying to remove the cam, and the head's already coming off, so. But I took the cam caps off. Can you see that scoring? Right there, in the middle. Yeah, that's all supposed to be nice and smooth. This is scored to, I can feel it. Yeah, this engine, either his lack of oil killed it, like, really quickly, or it's old damage that's come to back to bite, but either way, age, 148,000 miles, cheap little car, it is what it is. Right, so now I'm going to remove this cam, and then I'm going to lift this head off, and then we'll bring you back. Yeah, cam removed. Look at the scoring in there. The others are all exactly the same look. So this head's not even safeable either. It is what it is. Oil is there for a reason. Right, so a quick look at the underside of the head. There's nothing going on here that I wouldn't expect from a high mileage engine. Carbon build up, quite a lot of it to be fair. But don't look like nothing's been hitting nothing. What's that? No, it's just carbon. But yeah, Doesn't look like the air gasket was blowing anywhere. But look at the carbon build-up on them pistons. Wow. Right, I'm going to sort out the lights so we can see inside these bores and look for scoring. Right, this I think ain't feeling too bad. There's a bit of a ring ridge around the top. But look at that cross-hatching still. I don't know, you know. That's perfectly smooth still. Now obviously we can't see in there unless we put a bolt back on here and turn the engine over a bit. So let me do that. Right, and these are the other two. And as you can see, we have some bore score in there, right at the bottom. What about this one? This one's not too bad again. Quite a nice cross-hatching in that still. Let's have a little feel. Oh yeah, I can feel the scoring in that one. And this one feels mint. Right, so my theory is there's going to be damage on this conrod here. The big end shells are going to spun or whatever, or yeah, it's this one. So let's see. Right, so now I've got to get the oil out of it because we need to get the sump off. Yeah, like I say, no fancy engine stand, so just going to take a little bit of creativity. So just give me a moment and then we'll get that sump off and have a look at, I'm going to call it number 3, but I don't know what number Renault call it. But yeah, see if number 3 is doing what I suspect it's doing. So I've drained the oil out, I flipped it upside down so we can get this sump off. And I emptied all the old oil back out of this. But as you can see, bits of metal, don't mind that bolt, bits of metal. Yes, right, I believe this is some sort of E-Torx. I'm not sure, maybe an E8. Get this rattled off, then we'll bring you back. Okay, so that's the sump off. And look at all that metallic shit in the bottom. She's done. And there we have the block. Now, since I ragged it out and brought it in, I'm not sure which way round these were when I said I bet it was number 3. Got that over there. So, let's just have a... Oh, there you go, straight on it. So that's number 3, or the one we're calling it. Oh. Oh. Oh, both middle pistons then. Alright, let me whip these caps off, we'll have a look. Okay, so... Oh, shit! Even I didn't expect that. That is a fucking gouge and a half. Whoa, the grooves, yeah, I expected that, but that big gouge? Oh, something big let go went through there. Let's have a look at that. Oh, big chunk of something there. Can't quite get it out. We'll investigate that in a minute. But yeah, the crank don't feel that worn, you know. I reckon that could be polished up, but we're not going to. We've already replaced the engine with a second-hand one. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Alright, pitting and slight scoring. So this one was only just on its way, I would say. To be fair, I'd say that's probably normal wear. So have a look. And this crank again. Looks and feels good. Shall I attempt to remove the pistons completely Would you like me to do that? You probably would like me to do that, wouldn't you? Right, let me get the pistons out, and then that's going to be the end because we're getting quite long here. Okay, so I just went with the worst one, number 3. And you can see a bit of scoring on the edge of the piston there on the skirt. But I still wouldn't say that was anything really excessive. Lots of carbon, yeah, but you'd expect that. But yeah, that, it don't look too bad. But when you feel it, it feels really gritty. So he's definitely done them as well. This piston does not want a rotate on its pin either very easily. So it's had some heat go through it. Yeah, there you go. So that's what happens if you don't put oil in your shit box. So there you go. You might get nothing out of that. You might get something out of that. Kept me occupied for a little bit. Now we know for sure, which I did know anyway, I said it was the bottom end. It did more damage to the top end than I'd expected, but there you go. I'm going to go edit this, put it on the internet, and we'll see you lot next time.